Okay, we have head coach Amy Mallon, Keishana Washington, and Maura Hendrixson. We'll start with a couple of opening comments from Coach, and if we could direct questions to the student-athletes first. A couple of notes from today's game. Keishana tied Gabriella Marginian's record for the most 30-point games in a career with 12, and Maura Hendrixson had 13 assists, her second straight game with 13 or more assists.
I like it. Well, I think I go right off that. I think when you hear that number and knowing that you had 22 assists on 30 made shots, that's the kind of game this was for us, and I think it's really important, to play a team like Delaware at home and to come in ready to go. I think we were really disciplined on defense today, so I'm really happy with the performance today. We had other people step up in different ways. Obviously, Keishana is a special player. I say that all the time, but her teammates are really continuing to build around her, and she's leading them in that way, and so is Maura, just with the way she's passing the ball and getting her teammates looks around the basket. So really happy with this effort. Again, Delaware's our big rival, so to beat them at home, I'm really excited about this win today.
Maura, how much, first of all, 13 assists in 2 straight games, are you aware of that as it's happening or no?
At halftime, my teammates let me know, but during the game, I don't.
How much are you looking at that other player over there at the back of your head all the time?
Definitely every play. We've been playing together for 5 years, so the connection on the court has just grown every year. And with it being our last year together and Key being such a high efficient scorer, I'm looking for basically every play. And if she's not open, then the next person open.
Keishana, what was the level of pain when you went down there, 1 to 10 there?
Initially, probably like an 8 out of 10. Walked it off and it was all right. Got some extra tape on there. I was able to, continue playing throughout the game. So, going to go get treatment and prepare for our next game.
But when you were down, were you thinking, I don't know if this is going to continue?
I wouldn't say that to that extent, but, it was definitely painful in the moment, but I knew I would eventually get back in the game.
I don't mean to steal this.
Maura, I'll ask you this one. Delaware, huge rival, obviously lost last year. I'm sure you wanted to get them back. How did that feel to get a win here on the home floor and a dominant win at that over your rival?
Yeah, it definitely felt great, and this is a new year, a new team, but we're definitely trying to make a statement this year, so definitely with a 20-point win against a big rival, that's definitely a great feeling, and just keeping the momentum into Sunday as well, and playing every game like they're our rival.
And Keishana, you go down and you're really playing well, but your teammates really pick you up. Tori Hyduk, great contributions off the bench, and I feel like we've seen that all year, even when Kylie was out and Maura was out. Talk about your teammates, especially those off the bench, to really pick up for you and your other teammates when they've been out of the lineup.
Yeah, it's no surprise to me that they, step in the game and do what they need to do because, we practice like that every day, making sure that everyone 1 through 14 is prepared to step in and, play if someone does go down. So I'm just proud of them for, stepping in and doing what they need to do.
Keishana, I just want to ask, how do you prepare each game to see what kind of defense you're going to see? Last game we saw a junk, we see box and one, we see double, triple teams at you. Tonight, some single coverage, some zone. How do you prepare for that and stay consistent?
Well, I think at this point we're not surprised at, the junk that we see, whether it be a box and one, triangle and two, zone. But we practice every single type of defense that we could possibly see. So I think just the consistency comes from practicing that consistently. On me in practice, but also on Firm, just in case we see it against her as well.
Coach, 22 assists on 30 field goals, and I think at the half it was something even more close to that, like maybe one field goal you didn't have an assist. Obviously, Maura Hendrixson is leading the way, but what are you seeing on the floor from this team offensively with them sharing the basketball as well as they are right now?
I just think there's a lot of confidence, and I think that confidence is there because of the games prior, because I think they're learning and they're building on that. We talk about building every day, and I think that confidence is growing each game. You're seeing Satman step up, O'Neal, they're not afraid to take the shots. Lavelle's back in the lineup. So you just look at the box score. I know Washington with 30, but you see everyone else contributing, and that's exactly what you need. And that's how you win games. You need people stepping up. You're going to win and beat tough teams by everyone stepping up and making the shots when you need them to. And I like seeing that now because I think that's something we're going to need moving forward in the league. League play, especially, we have another home game Sunday against a very tough team, so we're going to need that again on Sunday.
you never want to see players go down, but how much did that help for players like Hodges, Hajduk, Sweeney, Borky, Valentine to get the increased playing time to be able to really help the team out with you pretty much at full strength at this point?
It's really, I mean, you heard Washington say it. That has been the big difference maker for us, and I think they know that. You can tell just by the way they're approaching each practice. When we're working through things, the things we're focusing on, they're doing the same things that the whole rotation, and so they know the expectation. And I'm really, happy with Hajduk stepping in and really giving us those minutes which we didn't have because she was out for a little bit at the beginning. So, I said to the team, we've seen everything this year. We've had a starter out, we've had injuries, we've had, all kinds of things. We've had all kinds of junk defense. I said, we've seen it all. So when we step on the floor, there's nothing, we're ready for it. And I think they believe that. And I'm hoping, again, anything we see, again on Sunday, we'll be prepared for. And if we make the shots and do the things we need to do, we'll be in a good place.
And I think you guys really set the tone early defensively. You end up with 13 steals. Delaware ends up with 21 turnovers, and they're prone to turn the ball over this year. But Grace O'Neal with 5 steals. You get 3 from Maura Hendrixson. Talk about the defense, especially early on, setting the tone, really taking the ball away from Delaware.
I think that's Drexel basketball. When you talk about our culture and why we've won and when we've had really successful teams, you talk about the defense. And Grace O'Neal certainly sets the tone for us. I mean, the things she does that you don't even see on the floor, I love it. It's what I love in a point guard, the things she's doing. And she's a leader on the floor, as a freshman, is huge. So she's doing those things. And it was funny because last year, Hannah Nihill said, you're going to be in good hands with Grace O'Neal. And I believe it. I believed a lot that Hannah told me. But, she's proving this year that she can do those things. If it's taking a charge, it's getting a rebound, whatever she needs us to do on the floor. And I'm really proud of what she's done so far.
One more question. Kylie Lavelle, her first start since the Buffalo game, 16 minutes, and looks like you're trying to ease her back in to the lineup. What are you seeing from her out on the floor, having played, minimal time in the last 2 games since she's come back from the injury?
I think you're seeing, the last game back, she had 8 points in 10 minutes. And, I think you're seeing she's a capable scorer. And that really makes a big difference for us, too, because when she's on the floor, it's really hard for teams to do some of the things they're doing, whether it's a box and one. We've seen a triangle and 2 on Hendrixson and Washington. And when she's on the floor, it makes it really hard. And I think she's gaining momentum. I think you can tell a little bit timing-wise because, she was out for quite a while. But I have no doubt she's going to continue to step up and do big things for us, especially in those scoring positions.
Thank you, everybody.
Great. Thank you.